All right, what's up, guys? I am Bologna. I am part of the Chicago Sports Bums, and we are the self proclaimed hashtag Bourbon Bums. If you guys don't know, we host Whiskey at Comiskey tailgates, which means we bring bottles of whiskey for people to try at selected White Sox home games. And that's been a ton of fun. We want to bring more whiskey content to our YouTube page, the first of being the 12 Days of Whiskey. And what better way to do the 12 days of whiskey than to start off with some Lucky Sevens holiday toast? Very apropos, if you will, very festive in that matter. And I should mention, by the way, we are bringing more whiskey content to our YouTube page. We don't know what we're doing, and I ain't editing shit. So there's going to be some bloopers. There's going to be some misspoken stuff. There's going to be some errors. Just deal with it, please, because it'll save me some time. And it'll save me some trouble as well. But anyway, that's besides the point. Lucky Seven's holiday toast. Lucky Seven is an LA-based non-distilling producer with Chicago ties. The co-owner of Lucky Seven is a Chicago guy, and what non-distilling producer means is they do not distill their own bourbon or whiskey. They source barrels from other companies and then finish them or just bottle them straight as single barrels, but they do not make their own quote unquote juice. That being said, I am a huge fan of double oaked and toasted barrel products. Double oaked and toasted barrel goes kind of hand in hand. The Old Forester 1910s, the Elijah Craig toasted barrels, Woodford Reserve double oaked, and my favorite Michter's toasted barrel, which is impossible to find, by the way. So this is something that is hopefully readily available in your area. I know I checked this week, and 3 out of the 4 liquor stores that I usually frequent had this in stock. It's a limited release product, which means like they only release it once a year, right around the holiday times, right? Holiday toast makes sense. But this bottle I got last year, and it sat on the shelves for a good 6 months or so. So it is available to find. You might have to do a little bit of work, but it's not one of these allocated bottles. It's not one of these, unicorns, if you will. So yeah, let's get into the tasting. First off, look at that color. That dark color usually comes from, an aged bourbon. The longer a bourbon or whiskey sits in a barrel, the darker it gets. This is a non-age dated whiskey, so we don't know how old it is. I will venture off and guess that it's right around the 4 to 6 year range, and it usually gets darker like this because of the double oaked process. So it's not an old whiskey, it's not an aged whiskey, but it is dark because of the double oaked product. Straight off the nose, it's like most double oaked. I get like a huge toasted marshmallow s'mores kind of nose to it. And right off the bat, I'm going to taste it. And I know right away it is like a s'mores in a glass. The way I like to, the way I think about toasted barrel products is they're all fairly good. There are some duds. I will say, like, not to throw anyone under the bus, but Penelope's toasted barrel products, I think, missed the mark. But most are right up my wheelhouse. And this, being 115 proof bourbon, is straight in my right in my wheelhouse of like 110 to 125 is right where I like my bourbons. And most double oak products, the Woodfords, the Elijah Craigs, all of those are less than 100 proof. So that's why I really like this bottle, is that it's a double oaked product at 115 proof. It's $75 MSRP, which at the time when I bought it about more than a year ago, I thought it was a little steep, but the bourbon market has been crazy in the last year. I will be recommending bottles, more affordable bottles in the upcoming days, But $75 by no means is like breaking the bank in the bourbon world. I know a lot of people would rather not spend the 75 bucks for a bottle of bourbon, but it's not a bad price point for what it is. And I would venture as far as to say I'd buy multiple bottles of these. So I'm about halfway done with mine. I plan on getting another one, and it's something that I hopefully, if it doesn't get too crazy, I will always have a bottle of Lucky 7 Holiday Toast in my bar. This is my basement. This is a small selection of what I have. I have a whole freaking closet full of shit, but yeah, this is something that I will always have available for friends to try or to bring to holiday parties and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I went through all my notes. I think it's something, especially during the holiday season, it's not bad to try something like that. Um, so yeah, stay tuned. We're going to have more whiskey content for you. Tomorrow, I'll be back with another recommendation, and we'll be doing this leading up to Christmas, where we have something special planned for the Christmas Day 12 Days of Whiskey. And as always, I appreciate all the likes, subscribes, the shares. We'll be doing this more often, and I can't wait to share whiskey with all of you. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon. I don't know how to end this. I thought about doing our hashtag that we do on Instagram and Twitter, talk sports and drink whiskey, but I didn't talk any sports. It's all whiskey. So cheers, guys.